What is up, all my investors? It is ShPena. I'm back again with another episode of HINANCE, where I'm breaking down the complicated financial world so that everyday people like me and you can make some money. Today, I'm going to be sharing some economic news that you should probably be paying attention to this week, as well as the on-fire cannabis industry. I really believe that there's a lot of upside still. So I'm going to be talking about some stocks maybe you should be looking at, and some that you should probably be leaving alone because you don't want to invest in a company that doesn't have a path to success. And speaking of success, I'm also going to be mentioning how to save money. So pay attention all the way to the end of the video. I don't want you to miss no important information. And before I get there, before we get started, of course, I got to show my appreciation to you. Yes, you watching. I know, you're very surprised. I have to show my appreciation. I appreciate the people who've been here since day one, the people who are about to get out this video as soon as I finish the sentence. Just make sure you like, subscribe, throw something in the comments. Let me know what you think about the content. Let me know what you think about what I'm saying, the stocks. Share anything. I'm here to talk. If you have any questions, I will answer them or find an answer for you. Now let's get right into it. It is no secret that cases are rising, but the biggest economic news that we're all hoping and waiting for, that we've been waiting for. Let me know in the comments if you've been waiting for the stimulus. We've been waiting for the stimulus for months and months now, and they're supposed to be getting into this discussion, continuation of a discussion of a $900 billion bill that hopefully, we are hoping, maybe potentially can get passed. I think this is going to be very good for the stock market, and it's going to be good for the people. What makes it different now than before is the federal budget's coming up. We're going to be talking a little bit more about that, but they're trying to squeeze it in with the federal budget because unemployment is going to end if they don't get that federal budget in play with a good, decent plan. So they're trying to squeeze in something light. I just hope the people get something. We really do deserve it. Aside from that, on Monday, we have a consumer credit report coming out, so pay attention to that. On Tuesday, we have a productivity and cost report. These are all just, I'm not going to go, I always say I don't want to say too much detail. You got Google. Google what these things are. Google if it's important to you. I'm not here to feed you, to breastfeed you. I ain't your mama. So I'm just going to tell you some slight things. You can go ahead and Google and see if this stuff fits you. Let me know in the comments if you like that I ain't your mama. Like that I ain't your mama joke. On Wednesday, we have the JOLTS. That is the job openings and turnover report. I'm interested in that one because I know that our economy needs jobs. We really do. And, we're going to talk about some more ways that that's going to happen. Hint, hint, cannabis industry that's on fire. It's also going to provide lots of jobs, but we'll talk about that cannabis industry in a little bit. On Friday, we also have the Consumer Sentiment Index, and this is going to kind of dictate how people are feeling about the financial world, how people are feeling about just the economy in general. It's just all little indexes and reports and stuff that you can look at just to brush up on your financial knowledge of, where we at as an economy. And, I honestly think that a lot of these reports, indexes, they're definitely fluffed, maybe potentially. I don't know how 100% real they are, but I ain't gonna question Uncle Sam. So they're probably 100% right, Uncle Sam. With the federal budget coming up, unemployment could be over if they don't get this together. I believe they have to make a decision by like Thursday or Friday. So be very, very paying attention to stuff like that. That could rock the market. Just uneasiness could rock the market right now. I think the market's super fluffed right now, but there's still opportunities. I found some opportunities the other day in Norton LifeLock. I've been talking about them. You just gotta do your research, and you gotta look at charts and see what's going on. NEO is also on a downfall, so do your research on NEO as well and see if that's a company worth investing for you. Even with all this knowledge, it's very hard to invest into the stocks if you don't have the money or you don't know how to save. Saving is very important, so that's why I wanted to bring the whole saving thing up. I mean, it's one of the main parts of the financial world. A lot of people just don't understand the how to save. They don't have the discipline to save. So hopefully some things that I mentioned today is going to help you, push forward with a better financial perspective, so that you can create some generational wealth. That's what this is all about. That's why we got the stocks group chat going on right now. Shoot me a DM above if you want to know more about it. We got the stocks group chat. It's called the Future Millionaires. We're sharing resources. We're sharing knowledge. We're asking each other questions. There isn't not one stupid question in that chat. And, people are being honest. They're talking about their losses. They're talking about their wins. If you from the chat, just let them know in the comments. Let them know about the chat in the comments. Shout out to the chat. Big shout out to the chat. This is, I do it for y'all guys, so appreciate y'all for sure. Now let's continue talking about how to save. The word of the week, we're going to insert it for the how to save. Y'all know I always say I'm going to bring the word of the week. The word of the week is going to be audit. It's an inspection of an individual's financial, individual or corporation. Usually it's corporation. Audit's really used in the CPA world and the business world. But why can't an individual audit themselves? See, I always believe in, running your life like a business. So if you run your life like a business, you need to be auditing your bank accounts. You need to be auditing your spending. And that is just going to help you improve. It's going to help you understand why you don't got money to save. It's going to help you understand what you need to let go, what's going on in your financial world, why things ain't working out. Now, how do I audit? You're asking, how do I audit? I think it's very simple. Well, you need to find a way to track your spending. So what I personally do, I use my credit cards when I spend, but don't use your credit card if you ain't gonna pay it within the 30-day frame. You can use a debit card. Either way, wherever you can use a card to get a statement, and if you're a cash person, I guess just write your spending down. But you print your statement out, or you can PDF, however you feel need fit, and you kind of put all your spending in a category. So let's say you have a category for food. Let's say you have a category for your just everyday life expenses, your rent, your car, whatever the case may be. Your saving percentage, like how much you're saving at the end of the month. Tally these things up and put it all together. Let's say you're spending 50% of your income on just living expenses, car, home. Let's say you're spending 30% on food and you're only saving 20%. Or let's say food and then what else? Fun. Let's say another 10% on fun and then 10% saving. Now you're going to say, I'm not saving enough. Should I? Like, how can I? Well, if you're looking at your percentages, if you know your percentages, you know how much you're spending, you know how much you're bringing in, you really understand it. I'm not just saying you know the amount on your check. I'm saying like you breaking down percentages, how much is going in and out like a business would. No. You're going to say, okay, if I'm spending 50% on my living expenses and 30% on food, and I'm only saving 10%, right? That tells me that potentially, maybe there's a potential I can chop back some of that 30% from the food. Let's chop 30% by 15%. I'm going to stop going out to eat this week, this month, or for the next few months. I'm going to not go out to eat. I'm not going to order pizza. I'm not going to go to that restaurant just so I can flex on Instagram. I'm not going to, go to Chick-fil-A every 3 days during the week. You cut that back by 15%. That gives you 15% of your income that you can put in your savings. That you can you can even put another 10% and then take the 5 and have some more fun. Enjoy your life a little bit more. But you won't know these numbers. You won't understand where all your money's going if you're not auditing yourself. So I hope that none of that quick little info went over y'all heads. But it really starts with you. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it starts with you. And if you're not bringing in enough money, then you got to put that pride aside. Go get yourself a part-time. Go get yourself a side hustle. Go get something to increase that income. And then you'll be kind of better off. But yes, audit yourself. Trust me. When you know your numbers, you'll feel more comfortable. just moving through your life, you'll know exactly what you can and cannot do, and how you can and how you will do something. You can't say that you want to own a house, but you're not planning or putting things aside to do so. You're not doing things to do anything. You can't say you want to be rich and there is no plan in place. You're not following steps to get to that point. So audit yourself. I hope that y'all appreciate that word. Let me know in the comments what y'all thought on my tips on how to save. Like I said, it all starts with you. I'm not going to give like the real details on how to save. Like, you know, saving, you can find a million different ways to save on the internet. Google, that is your best friend. Check it out, figure it out, because I want y'all to win just like I'm winning. I really do. It doesn't hurt me when we both winning. It just only helps us all. So I hope y'all enjoyed that part. Now let's get right into some stocks. The most on fire stocks. Cannabis industry. Now I've been talking about the cannabis industry since I started trading last year, January, February, December. Started off with Aurora Cannabis. And, you know, this is how I was getting my feet wet. I was figuring out, I was learning things. And I ended up falling in love with a stock called Canopy Growth, which to me, my personal opinion, is the best cannabis stock on the market. And I'm not just saying that because I own the stock. I'm not saying that so that, you know, you can buy it. I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm just saying I think it's the best because a lot of these stocks in the cannabis industry, they're not potentially profitable just yet. And what saves Canopy is that they're backed by Constellation Brands. I've mentioned it many times. Who's Constellation Brands? They're one of the biggest liquor distributors in the United States. Modelo's, think of Coronas. You know, do your research on them, and you'll find more information on them. I think actually they just recently bought Empathy Wines. You know, that was Gary Vee. Gary Vee made a killing, sold a wine company to Constellation Brands. So it's a big company, and they're backing Canopy, and they will be, I will probably guarantee they will be the first, Canopy will be the first cannabis company to just have the whole cannabis drinks sector blow up. Like, they will be right there. They also have a stake in an U.S. company called Acreage Holdings. My pronunciation might be messed up. Let me know in the comments if you know how to pronounce it. But there's plenty to know about the cannabis stocks, and there's plenty upside. So I wanted to just let y'all know which is the best and which is the worst. To me, Aurora Cannabis, I just have to say they're probably one of the worst cannabis stocks you can hold. I know the prices seem good, they look good, but don't fall for the low price stocks. That is where you can get in trouble. Aurora Cannabis did a reverse stock split not too long ago. Do your research. So that's why the price is low. They don't know how to make money. They don't have someone back at them. They lost their whole management structure. So they're trying to recover. I'm not saying that they'll never recover, but if there's better options out there, why dabble with one of the worst ones? I also want you to pay attention to the over the counter market. This market is just U.S. stocks, because obviously weed is not federally legal yet. Yes, the House has passed the bill. Everybody's like, oh, the House passed the bill. Cannabis is But that bill still needs to go through the Senate. That bill still needs to be signed by the president, which the current president is Trump. And he ain't signed nothing that said that in the last 4 years. So I'll be shocked to see him sign off on anything like that right now. I think he's going to leave that for Joe down the line. But hey, it is a good sign. I agree with everybody. It is a good sign, but that doesn't mean that tomorrow you're going to be able to go to the Shell gas station and get yourself an ounce of weed and a weed drink. All right, so let's keep in mind that use this time period to do some research to see which are the best stocks that you should get into. I think that you should leave the over-the-counter market stocks alone. Leave them alone. Why? You're going to pay more per stock on those stocks just because they can't trade in this market because it's not federally legal. I know it's confusing because you're like, well, how can Canopy trade, Aurora trade, and these companies can't? Well, these companies are U.S. companies. Aurora and Canopy, they are Canadian companies. So Canada has their own they already set up. They're already federally good over there, and they have their structure in play for cannabis. So that allows Canopy Growth to come into our market to get investments from U.S. investors. So these U.S. companies are over the market. You're going to pay more for them, and there's less transparency because they're over the market in that market. The restrictions are a little bit different, and I'll just make it more simple. It's just more riskier. I mean, roll the dice if you like to roll the dice, but me personally, I will pass on rolling the dice. I'm gonna focus more on the big players. You know, why invest in a little sub shop, a little local sub shop when you can invest in McDonald's? That's just how I see it. But hey, you see it how you see it. Let me know what you think about that. Now, so I said Canopy is good. Look into Tilray. There's Sundial I've heard about, and Afria. Afria is also, I think, a U.S. based, but I don't know, they got their own thing going on. But check them out. Afria, Sundial, Canopy. Those are the monsters in the game. And, you know, if I missed any, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if I missed any cannabis stock. Like I said, I think that there's still tons of upside. There's still a lot of states that can vote for it to be legalized. There's still a lot of states that need that tax money. There's still a lot of states that need the jobs. And this is an industry that is going to bring tax money, jobs, happiness to the people. You know, it's what a lot of people have been waiting for, and I'm a big fan. I'm happy for it. I'm waiting for it. Like I said, the House passing the bill, great news. We haven't reached the height, but it's good news. We can't get too happy though, because who knows, next week the Senate can just shut it down. So this is something that's going to continue to get pushed into play, and one day we're going to see it fully go through. Till that day comes, we got to stay patient, do our research, and continue to look for other opportunities. But I think this sector has the most opportunities. I'm going to finish talking now because I feel like I'm talking a little bit too much. But I appreciate you all for watching. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the thumbs up. It looks like my thumb right here. Shoot me a DM above if you want to know about the sauce group chat. I appreciate you all for watching. Have a great day. Don't be scared to invest, y'all. Follow me on Instagram at